By the way, Eric, I'm so confused. I don't understand what the state of the sport is in when you have a bunch of soft ass owners complaining because one team can run a play very effectively on 4th and short or 3rd and 1. Like, what are your thoughts? Why is everybody so hot and bothered about trying to get rid of the tush push? I don't understand it. My whole thing is, hey, how about you stop them on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down? Figure it out. It's unbelievable to me. Like, what are we doing? What are we talking
who
about?
makes the tush push work? Is it the skill players?
No. It's the offensive line. You have a great running back, moonlighting as a quarterback, which awesome works. And he just gets that thing going. You know what I mean? So, but I just don't understand it, to be honest. I think it's stupid because it's like there's so many other things the league should change for the better. And they're like, oh, no, let's get on this celebration. Let's get on the tush push, getting that out of here. So what are your thoughts on that, if you have any? Oh, and by the way, my bad to interrupt you. By the way, that coward over there in Green Bay, first one bringing it up. What's his big deal over there? Guy's not even making an NFC championship. I think he made one his first year, caught lightning in a bottle. All of a sudden, he's nowhere to be found. So what are we even talking about?
I think there's an interesting dynamic going on from kind of the McVay-Shanahan tree, because those seem like the people that are the most outspoken about it, and that it's kind of an ugly play, like it's not beautiful enough. In terms of just,
are they? What the hell is he? Oh, I'll keep going. I'll think. Michelangelo.
I think the other thing, is competitive balance. Has this play tilted the playing field so much that it gives, the Eagles a way more competitive advantage over the rest of the league because their ability to execute the play and the fact that they've put so much time and resources in making this play effective. And basically, 3rd and short, they're way more effective as a team than teams in the rest of the league because they've gotten so good at running this play. And so I think all those things are working into this. I definitely think there's some pettiness and jealousy in some of the teams, going after the Eagles because of this. And then I think all of this has kind of been amplified because the Eagles are the Super Bowl champs. So I think people are going to go at the Eagles like they went after the Patriots when the Patriots had their successful run. And people were kind of chipping at them in terms of different things that they were doing, Deflategate, Spygate,
not
the
real.
cheaters.
Didn't happen. Not real.
Okay, we could beg to differ on that. A lot of evidence. But anyway, I mean, I think it's, and again, it's the NFL offseason. It gives us something to talk about. We're talking about it today. We're talking about the NFL because of it. So I think it's kind of all that kind of rolled into one.
I can tell you why it's McVay and LaFleur that tree. I can tell you right now because they think they're just so much smarter than the way the game's played. They don't need guys inside. They just do doodads that get on the drawing board and they do all these fancy things in the computers. It's not like that. I mean, I don't care what anyone tells me. You pull out a laptop, that's not gonna win you a game. I don't care what the stupid computer shoots out. Like, it's not real. What's gonna win you the game are the hogs up front. And I think really that's what people are pissed off about, that they haven't been able to manage a team as well as the Eagles in the sense of, and here comes the, journalism side.
Okay.
No big deal. Moonlight. But
I mean, if we're being honest,
we're cutting me off. We're cutting me off. What's going on? I wasn't even done. I think people are just pissed that they haven't been able to manage a team as well as the Eagles in the sense of this. Twofold. They have elite skill players in Saquon, Devontae. Oh my God, that would be. Oh wait, no. That would be pretty good. No, but we'd be on the same team. But they haven't been able to manage a team like them in the sense they have elite skill players. Whether we want to admit it or not. Devontae, AJ Brown, Saquon. I'll even throw in Jalen, good skill player. Throw over the football, something left to be desired. He does some good stuff, but it is what it is. And on the other side, whereas other teams would have to sacrifice offensive line play for that, they have great offensive line play. They've been able to either coach up guys, plug and play guys. Obviously, they have their cornerstones, right? And on the top of that, it's the same thing on defense. They've been able to manage that. And I think that's what people are so upset about. And it's like, I find it hilarious that we want to penalize basically a responsible franchise of doing the right thing and drafting good players who fit the system, developing while also signing, managing the numbers and the doodads and all that other stuff. And now they find a play that they're good at, and because it can't stop it, everybody wants to bitch about it. Like, I think to me, it's just silly. I don't care. The competitive thing, it's stupid. Like, figure it out. Torpedo them, send everybody over the top.
That's a
Figure
baseball torpedo.
Well, I think the interesting thing is what happens moving forward, because it was tabled. Reportedly, it was a 16-16 tie. According to sources within the meeting room, the owners are going to meet again in May. And typically, what happens when something is tabled is they feel like they have enough support potentially for it to pass in the future. So, what kind of tweaks are they going to make to the wording and phrasing so that more people will agree to support this? Is that going to happen? What kind of concessions are they going to need to have?
That's what bothers me. This isn't the House of Congress. This isn't the Senate. What are we talking about? This is the best sport on the planet. No, it's bullshit is what it is.
When it comes to this stuff, it is.
Roger Goodell's your elected president.
He can kiss my ass. The referees are going to screw it up no matter what phrasing they make. So I don't even know what we're talking about. Like another, I don't know if you saw this rumor, but, I wouldn't doubt it. Did you see supposedly when I see rumor and I heard or any of that stuff, it's Twitter. Let's be real. I don't have sources.
Allegedly.
The NFL's thinking about playing a game at the United Arab Emirates. Did you see that or hear anything about that or no?
I did see that. I think they allocated markets to all the different teams, and I can't remember who was allocated that market, but that's been thrown out there as a possibility that they would play in that market, which makes sense because there's so much money and wealth there.
Yeah, but that would be so crazy. My bad. I've held everyone hostage. I apologize.
No, I was gonna make
would be
so
too
it
much.
sounds the way it sounded because Breer was on with Dan Patrick and with Colin Cowherd, and for both he basically said Vrabel and Jim. He's like Jim Harbaugh was the loudest one. He's like even louder than the Eagles people. Like he's like, so what now? Like you guys are complaining about this. Okay, you guys don't want the quarterback pushed. I get that. What if I put two guards behind my guard and I shove the guard with those two guards, open up the hole, and then the quarterback goes right through there? And then what? Like, is that going to be allowed? What if I do that in that?
That's why it's stupid.
That's different scenarios. Stupid. I thought we were going to have an all-out brawl between the younglings and the older ones and see who.
Harbaugh will kick their ass. That little dweeb in Green Bay ain't got shit on Jim Harbaugh. I'll tell you that.
And he has a new heart.
Oh, he's ready to go, baby. He got a pacemaker or whatever. He's ready to roll.
But it's just, Eric, it is getting tiring because all you hear about is the tush push, and you've been hearing about it for the last few years. And it's like, well, what do you guys want to, like Tony Jefferson from the Chargers? He deleted the tweet, but he had tweeted out, we just got to learn how to stop it. We have to do something to be able to stop it. That's what I think. I don't know if something happened or where somebody told him or something happened where he just deleted it. But like that's true. You have to just learn to try and beat it. I know the Chiefs were trying to do different things. They tried Chris Jones underneath the pile, kind of like when the guy takes a penalty or when they try and cross the ball in and he's underneath, just in case if they try and kick it underneath the defenders. But you have to find some way to beat it. That's the way I see it. I'm sure that's the way the one below me sees it.
100%.
But that's what most of the old heads think.
I think. You're seeing
everybody's tried it. Even Green Bay has tried it. Everybody's tried it, and they haven't been able to be as effective as Philadelphia.
I think you're seeing the league react to it with the emphasis on signing defensive tackles in free agency and this crop of defensive linemen that are going to be available in the draft. I think we're going to get back to guys like Gilbert Brown, Vince Wilfork, those true 330, 340 pound nose tackles that could kind of withstand the kind of pain you're gonna go through and trying to stop those third and short plays and actually having the heft inside there to be able to to hold up in those short yardage situations. We moved away from that. You're getting lighter linemen because we're throwing so much more. But now with the return and emphasis on the running game with Barkley and Henry and this tush push, maybe the reaction to that is going to be bigger defensive tackles like we saw in the 70s and the 80s.
God, just like God
And-
intended.
And I could see the Chargers, like if Harbaugh said that, that means that. But I just don't know if they would run it with Justin, because most teams like
I don't want to do
Lamar doesn't do quarterback sneaks. Patrick
Oh,
doesn't
for
do
God's
quarterback
sake.
sneaks.
You could grab him like a spear and lawn dart his ass. He's so light. Like
But, like-
Jalen's got some, pushing for the
Jalen's
cushion.
like Jalen
yeah.
reminds me of what Darren Sproles was. Like he was small,
he's yoked.
but
Yeah.
he was huge and
Yeah.
he has thick
Yeah.
legs. But that's what
Jalen's a running back.
Yeah,
I know.
Well,
Thank you.
that's what
Thank
I'm
you.
wondering. That's what I'm wondering. Like, are teams going to start doing that and try and go that route? Like, you see the Baltimore Ravens have Mark Andrews come into motion. He hikes it, and he's the one that takes the snap or stuff like that. Like, I feel like we're going to see different things like that. And hell, I could even see what team was it? Was it last year or the year before? They would have their backup quarterback come in, take the snap, and then do the quarterback sneak, and then they'd switch him out. So I could definitely see scenarios where teams are doing that, but
that was the Cardinals.
Oh yeah, they didn't want Kyler Murray doing it. Well,
no. Kyler Murray can't do it. His little short ass. How's he gonna? Maybe that's the advantage. He gets lost in the pile. Who knows why they did? Well, the problem is he runs with the football like this. He thinks he's Michael Vick, so who knows how he's gonna QB sneak that thing.
My
bad. I know what I did. The hand signal.
Let me ask. Let me just. I wanted to say too, because I wanted to ask Eric this too. Are we going to get rid of the Big Fangio defense next? I mean, it seems like we're with this whole tush push thing. It's just like, are we going to outlaw his defense? And now, because to me, that's been part of the reason why teams haven't been able to score. You want more scoring, right? It seems like they're talking about a less of a problem. The other thing too that I wanted to ask you, Eric, was the whole thing with the language that is said on there. They said, well, we really can't stop it. That's why. And then now some of the young coaches that you brought up have been kind of, have been explaining as to why they want to ban it, right? Like they, Sean McVay and some of the other guys. One of the good points that I've heard on the other side was from Mark Schlereth, who's saying, well, if they're allowed to push their guy, are we allowed to push the guy on defense? So I think that's been the biggest point that I've heard from the other side is like, well, if you're allowing a running back to be able to push another player, shouldn't the linebacker be able to push another player into that pile as well? So I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
No, I think that's a great point. I think currently, as the league rule stands, I think that's illegal. I don't think a defensive player can't push another defensive player. I think we see that in terms of field goal block and guys being able to kind of push to create a lane so guys can jump through. And I don't believe that they can do that. And why can't they do that if you're going to allow the offensive players to do that? Because they have a significant advantage, obviously, in being able to assist players. When I grew up, playing football back in leather helmets, you couldn't.
Oh, the glory!
You couldn't assist players. You couldn't push a player. That changed, I believe, in 1991. The rule changed, and obviously you can, and you see guys do it all the time. Pull other guys into the end zone or push them into the end zone. And so maybe that's the solve. Maybe that's the fix is to go back to not allowing other players to push players, and that the player himself has to advance himself. Forward.
What I saw was it. My bad, Fernando, to jump in. Good. What I saw was like a actual good rule change proposed by the Lions. I think was getting rid of the automatic first down penalties. Like that's a rule we need for the league. Of course, it didn't pass. You have all these goddamn lames on the field who just we just want to score more points. That's better games. Like it's a joke to me. Get football to what it needs to be. You want to fix football, get it to the way God intended, because this horse manure I see on the field half the time, it pisses me off. Why do we care about the tush push more than automatic first down penalties? Like that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So a 3rd and 30, we're going to make first down because of what's a stupid penalty for like 5 yards that's automatic first or whatever.
Illegal contact, damn.
Illegal contact. Sorry. That's how we win Super Bowls, apparently, if you're from Missouri. So I don't know. Maybe that's the reason.
So I'll push back a little bit on that. If I'm a defensive player and I get beat, all I'm going to do is grab the guy because I would rather
That's
just give
fine.
up the 5 yards
That's fine.
than give up. No, it's not fine.
Yeah,
Because
that is fine. That's
you're
strategy.
getting ready to you're getting house for a 50
Well, no,
yard.
that'd be a 15-yard penalty. That'd be a 15-yard penalty.
Make
No,
it 15
it would be
yards.
5 if I just tag him.
No, but
Oh,
listen,
yeah, yeah.
listen,
Illegal
listen.
touching.
Yeah, listen. We fixed the penalty. Make it 15 then. Make it 10, whatever you want. But to make automatic first down penalties is mediocre offenses getting saved 100%.
No,
I would rather
it's
see
mediocre
a
defenders getting saved. So
No,
play
it's
better
not.
defense.
No, it's not. No, it's not. So a third and so let me again, biggest game of the year. All eyes are on there. We're gonna decide the football we're gonna decide the Super Bowl because of a horse shit, ghost tug on his towel. Like, are we serious? Are we serious?
Play within the rules.
Oh, Bill Belichick did that. He was slaughtered. What are we talking about? He pushed it all the time. It's a joke, Eric. You know it's a joke. It's a joke. I would rather see.
You can't be a gunner out there. You gotta
make it a personal foul. Then
do his thing.
Make it a personal foul. Make it 15 yards if he tackles him when he's going to get housed. Yeah, but automatic first down penalties is a joke. It's a joke, especially the way they call it. Roughing the passers next. That's what needs to get fixed, in my opinion.
Oh,
it's
speaking
a
of
joke.
that, Dan, speaking of that, there was a new rule, so I'm going to jump to this rule. The NFL passed a rule that flags like hits on the defensive player, grabbing the face mask, horse collar, tripping, running in, or roughing the
horse
kicker
shit rule
can be reviewed. This proposal comes with a catch, however. Those penalties can only be reviewed if officials throw a flag on the play. Right. If a coach believes the flag was not warranted, he can challenge and potentially have the play overturned. In cases where no flag is thrown by an official on a play, coaches will not be eligible to challenge. If an official misses a penalty, a coach cannot use replay to change the situation. Eric, what did you think about that?
I think it's a step in the right direction, having, watched the UFL for the last couple of years and covering that league. I like the fact that, officials can weigh in, on the fly. You hear what the ruling is. So there's better transparency in terms of, what the call is and why they're making the call or why they're picking up the flag or why they're assessing the penalty. The problem with this is I don't think it goes far enough. Like you mentioned, Sam Darnold on the face mask penalty, that wasn't called. Yeah. We all saw it. So why not be able to throw a flag on that play since we saw it? I think that's the issue, in my opinion, with fans watching the league is we see it from our couch. How can 7 or 8 officials miss it on the field when it's blatantly obvious?
I can tell you, I want to go first to the first part of what you said. I think, and this isn't me going at you. I'm going at the ruling. What Frau said, a bunch of horseshit $10 words that mean nothing. We've seen this already before. You remember after and I know I'm going to hit home, so hang with me. After the Rams,
I was looking for my dictionary to find the word.
After the Rams clearly decleated a receiver on the NFC Championship, clearly not called. What did the league do after that? I know, I can't talk about him. Sorry. A lot of Rams guys on here. My bad. Gilberto Ramzano, so a couple sweethearts. Everybody loves him. Oh, he does everything great. I know. I'm an idiot. Whatever. What happened after that season? They introduced replay for pass interference. And what happened as a result? They had replay. Not only did they slow the game down, but in the replays, they still got it wrong. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? It's almost like at these meetings they say, hey, excuse my language, how can we fuck up the game more than we already have? How can we make this worse for viewing people, for the viewing pleasure of the fan? It's ridiculous to me. You know how you fix it? Let's get back to offenses being creative and defenses being hard-hitting and intimidating. Let's get back to it. I think the peak of football since I've been alive was maybe 2000 to 2015. After, who won in 2015? Maybe I didn't like who won there. But around that age, that's fine. I like Peyton Manning. He retired. I respect it. That was peak football. Now what we've seen is let's appeal to the nerds. Let's appeal to the computer people. Let's appeal to people who have no idea what the sport is, except their favorite pop star listens or dates one of the damn players. It's a joke. What they're doing is a joke. I'm tired of it. Everybody's overpaid in it. Goodell makes $60 million doing what? I have no idea, because I don't know what he does for this league except make it worse. He probably does, deals with the devil to get the owners more money. I don't know, but I think every single time I hear these owner meetings, it always goes in the wrong direction every single time. It's just idiotic. It's stupid. I don't even waste my time on it.
Eric,
there's a lot.
That's true. That's true.
There's a lot
they did that.
Digest there.
They did that. They reviewed the season after, and they still got all the pass interference calls wrong. So wrong that they got rid of the whole review. Everybody remembers that, not just me.
So my thing on this is twofold. I want the calls to be right more often than wrong.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So if replay assist helps us do that, then I want it. In terms of Goodell and the league getting too soft, which is what it sounds like you're saying. I mean, it is what it is. They're trying to grow the league. They're trying to gain more audience, not only in the United States, but around the world. And so in order to do that, they're trying to make it more palatable for the casual viewer, because they know they got us. I mean, we're going to watch, the hardcore fans are going to watch. And so they're trying to expand the reach of the game. And, there's going to be some unintended consequences when that happens. And you've been speaking to it. So I don't know what you do there.
It's just sad to me. Okay. In this NFL today, am I doing another one?
No, you're good.
In the NFL today, okay. I don't know what's going on over there. Okay. But in the NFL today, for instance, Ray Lewis, Troy Polamalu, Ed Reed, John Lynch, pick your name of these guys who are Hall of Famers, would have been executed and expelled from the league because their style of play is just not, I don't know if appropriate's the word or what it is, but it's just a joke. Your own Hall of Famers wouldn't survive today. Like, what are we talking? You saw what happened when Eric Weddle came back.
They would have adjusted.
Yeah.
Oh, please. Oh, please.
I mean, they're talented players.
Let me ask you something.
When wait. I mean, who has had to adjust the most? The guy that you love to watch play, Derwin James. He plays different.
Hold on. He plays different, supposedly, and then he tries to play different, and then what happens? Oh, no, he's playing Mahomes this week. We need him to sit down the game. What are we talking about?
Free Derwin James.
What are we talking about? Free Derwin James. Don't forget, I started the campaign. You remember, okay?
Your shirt for next week.
Oh, no, I should. Oh, I should have made one. Shit, that's a good idea. I'll do that this year if he gets expended.
Derwin told me that one of his family.
You're welcome.
Just have it ready to go, Dan.
Great ideas. But
Derwin told me that one of his family members sent him the screenshot of Dan with the free Derwin James.
I had to sign up all week or all 2 weeks or whatever. But
Roberto wasn't happy about that.
You know why they don't want, because he's a Chiefs guy. You know why they don't want to put the mics so everybody can hear? Because what's going to happen when you hear the first, hey, we need Pat to get this. Hey, we need them to move the ball over here. Hey, like, you know what I mean? Like, how many times haven't you heard hot mics? So I think that's going to be a bad idea. It's going to be worse for them. I mean, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but
Eric, the overtime rules have changed again. The NFL moved their overtime rules from the playoffs to now the regular season. Jim was asked about it, and Jim said, I like sudden death. I don't know why we're doing this. What did you make of the new overtime rules? Don't talk.
What was the overtime rule? What was the overtime rule?
It used to be that the first team that scored won the game. Now both teams have to possess the ball at least once.
If they scored a touchdown.
If they scored a touchdown.
Yeah, if they scored a touchdown. Okay.
Yeah. So for me, I'm cool with this because I like the fact that it's consistent. It's the same thing that you're doing in the regular season that you're doing in the playoffs. And each team gets a chance to touch the football. I think that's fine. I don't like the idea of cutting it down to 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
Because you could have a long drive that takes almost 10 minutes and then the other team doesn't get a chance to possess the ball. But I understand why they did it, because they want to keep those games within those TV windows. And if you go to 15, then you might start spilling over into the next TV window. But I'm fine with it.
You know what I would love, low key? I've told Farrell this. Just do the college rules. I think that's amazing.
Oh,
I like that.
I can't say
I like that.
yeah.
You're talking
Really?
about you don't want offenses like. Let's not do more for offenses.
What are you talking about? After
college, that's what college is.
after the first overtime, you go.
I mean, if we're gonna do that, let's just have the kickers do penalty kicks and let them decide.
Yes.
Have a field goal contest.
Yeah,
That
3 out
would
of
be
5.
amazing.
Best
That
out
would
of
be
5.
amazing.
though.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes the game interesting. Like, you know
All
how
right.
a penalty shootout
Let's move
is.
on with Eric. Eric, just 'cause we want to let him go. We don't want him to stay here too long. Eric, touchbacks will now be at the 35 instead of the 30, which is the theory that they'll discourage teams from kicking so many balls out of the end zone and lead to more returns with the injury rates down on dynamic kickoffs.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You want more returns?
Eric!
Move the kickoff back. Move the kickoff back to where it was. You see how dumb these people are, and they're billionaires.
Yeah.
My God, they're stupid.
I agree with you, Daniel. I think they should just move the kickers back to the 20-yard line.
Exactly where it
Because
was.
Because head coaches like Sean McVay, they don't care about giving up another 5 yards.
Yeah.
They'll just you get it from the 35. I'd rather you take it at the 35 instead of taking it all the way to the house. So guys that are conservative or guys that don't emphasize the special teams will just kick it in the end zone.
Eric, is it just me, or does it just seem like the young coaches have they have a big influence on a lot of these new rules? Because right now, when you brought it up, I remember every time I listened to Sean McVay last season, he hated the kickoff rule. Like, if it was up to him, he would have got rid of it. So it seems like they're starting to have some influence on this more than other guys, or am I just like not seeing it?
Well, I think McVay is part of the competition committee for the first time this year, so that's part of it too. And I think it makes sense for these guys to have more say, because that's the future of the league. These guys are young coaches. They're going to be around a lot longer.
Help me.
Than older coaches like your boy Jim Harbaugh.
Hey, whoa!
At the beginning,
my boy has a new heart.
I mean, you know, I love Pete and Jim, but I mean, those guys shouldn't be deciding these things. It should be the younger guys they're going to have to deal with these rules for a longer period of time.
So, Eric, your son should decide the rules of your house than you should, because he's going to be here a lot longer.
You're an asshole, bro.
My son's not going to be in the house, so you have to worry about. He'll be creating any rules. He's living in his own house.
That was a good one, though. That was a good one, Eric.
It was a good try. It was a good try.
No, it was a good ace.
What an asshole,
Eric. What did you think of the Pittsburgh Steelers proposed the new rule, which allowed teams to speak directly to free agents and schedule travel for those players during negotiating window, so teams can fly a guy in, they can talk and everything? Just what do you think about that?
I think it makes sense when you're talking about the amount of money that these guys are negotiating, that you can get some face-to-face time with the player to make sure everything is good. Bring him into the facility. You know, it's where he's going to live. You know, if we were taking a job somewhere, we'd want to go look at the facility first before we signed off on a contract to make sure we're good with it. So I just think it makes sense.
Who was the one that who was the team that, well, yeah, and especially like a guy like Milton Williams who's making a bunch of money.
They haven't changed the coaching. They haven't changed the coaching one yet, have they? About waiting till the season's over to hire and all that.
No, they're not.
They should do that. They should do that.
I'm
tired of these coordinators selling out just so they can get to their new job.
Who was the coach that said he hated negotiating through Zoom? He liked having them because he could see their facial their body language and that. I can't remember what coach it was that he didn't like negotiating like that. But all right, sorry,
makes sense.
I got distracted. Eric, what did you think about the cameras will effectively replace on-field chain gang measurements on crucial plays? The league will use 6 8K cameras to track the ball's position.
They'll still mess it up. What are we even talking about?
Eric, what do you think about this?
The virtual technology, UFL has been using this for a couple years now. I think it speeds the game up. They're still going to have the chain gang guys on the sideline just for the visual for the old school fans. They just don't have to get out there for the measurement, which is great.
Oh yeah.
You still just have the concern about the chain gang guys being on the sideline and getting smacked, because you have seen some guys get hurt, pretty bad over the years. But yeah, I think it's progress.
Do you think
I was going to ask you though,
is still going to be able to use the flash card to put it down? And see if it's
that's what I'm telling you. It's $1 billion organization.
Yeah, it's gonna be a yellow line that's gonna be across your screen.
Go ahead, Vic.
I was getting. Oh, my bad.
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, I thought this was a bigger deal to me than the Tush Push, because we saw what happened with the whole Bills stuff, right? I mean, they could because like, hey, we've come a long way in technology, and then for some reason we already have a sensor in the ball, like that should be able to tell us whether or not that's a first down. So, and I mean, you've been covering the UFL,
right?
Some of this stuff is already on there, right, Eric?
A lot of this stuff has already been used for the last couple of years, and they actually use the UFL as a testing ground for a lot of this technology that they want to, use in the league to kind of iron out the kinks and figure things out. The one thing that the virtual technology won't be involved in marking the ball, so the referees will still be out there marking it. So you can still have the same issue, but now you still have the virtual technology measuring where they marked it instead of actually marking where the forward progress was.
So don't worry, Dan. Dalton Kincaid still didn't get that first down.
I know, you see how backwards this is? Like, what a joke.
Eric, moving along. We only got 3 more things for you, and then we'll let you go. Roger Goodell said yesterday that several players have asked about playing in the 2028 Olympics. Do you think teams should allow players to participate and run the risk of injury?
Yeah, I mean, how many opportunities you get to play in the Olympics and win a gold medal? So
how many times you get what's the number on NFL players? What are we talking about? No, it depends who it is. Charger player, no. Chiefs, everybody else, go for it. Get them all out there. Let them all.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, can you imagine Tyreek Hill or Bijan Robinson or Jahmyr Gibbs? Like,
come on, that's a bad idea.
Olympics playing.
You know that it doesn't. If they're gonna run the track, okay. What happens if he tears an ACL and boom, his season's even done before it commences? You know what I mean?
No. Then playing the flag football.
Play flag football, not run track.
Yeah.
He's not fast enough
flag football. That's even worse. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's a bad idea. That is bad.
Eric, was it Robert Edwards who tore his knee in a flag football game in the sand? Was that his name? The running back from the Patriots? I'm trying to.
Yeah, it may have been
Robert Edwards. Let me.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever. Because I'll tell you what, if I'm one of these organizations and a player gets hurt, I wouldn't pay him. That's for sure. I don't know how that would work in the contract. That's a non-team injury. They should be punished for that. That's ridiculous. They're flag. They don't have enough fun on their stupid Pro Bowl flag football game. That's not enough. They need to go do the Olympics. It's a joke. Flag football
games for Pro Bowl is sponsored by the league, so it's a league event.
I know it's a joke. It's a joke.
Would you rather them go out there and hit each other? What's the likelihood of getting hit? Is it playing actual football or flag football?
They should play actual football, like Sean Taylor, like God intended. It means nothing. It's not real. The Pro Bowl means
Eric, did
nothing.
you know that Dan was older than you?
Yeah, I know.
The Pro Bowl doesn't mean what it used to. That's why I just laugh at some of these fools. Oh, like these teams when they tweet out, oh, our backup quarterback got selected to the Pro Bowl. Well, yeah, 4 guys said fuck off, and now this guy's all of a sudden going up there. What are we talking about?
Oh, man.
He's really angry today, Eric.
I know.
Pissed. I can't. This is why I hate talking about the owners' meetings.
He's getting his Archie Bunker on over there.
Yeah. This is off-season Dan for you right here.
I can't stand it. It pisses me off because there are clear ways to make this game better, and they refuse to do it. They refuse. They're like, hey, we'll give you a little thing here, like, technology for measurements, but putting a chip in the ball and having a machine spot it. Oh, no. That makes too much sense. No, we're good. We're not going to do that.
You can't go have Coke Zero until Easter Sunday.
You see what I'm saying? That's probably why I'm so cranked
Maybe
up.
This is part of it. What day is this, Dan?
This is like, dude, we're
you're in the 30s.
3 weeks. 3 weeks. Yeah, it might be.
Vic,
when did it start? Mid-March.
Yes, of course.
Can you take this
I
off?
got you.
I think I'm like 2 or 3 weeks in. Yeah,
Eric, we're almost done with you. I have 2 fun things for you at the end that'll get Dan's blood pressure raised.
Don't
again.
do it. You're
higher than it is now.
Yeah. So the EVP of the Bengals, Kate Blackburn, came out and she's talked about the contract situation of Trey Hendrickson. She said, and I quote, "He should be happy at certain rates that maybe he doesn't think he'd be happy at. I think some of it is on him to be happy at some point. And if he's not, that's what holds it up sometimes. We have all the respect in the world for him. He's been a great player. We're happy to have him, so maybe we'll find a way to get something to work, to get some work." Then hold on, Vic. Trey was on the Pat McAfee show today, and this is how he responded to what
that's gonna be funny.
Miss Blackburn had to say.
Well, first off, yesterday was April Fool's, so I was traded to all 31 teams and had like 100 different contracts. So the one thing I was hoping that was an April Fool's joke was that article, but called my agent, found out it was not, and that was a little disappointing because communication has been poor over the last couple of months. That's something that I hold in high regard. They have not communicated with my agent directly. It's been something that's been a little bit frustrating, but again, this is the business of it. I'm incredibly blessed to be in the NFL.
Eric, your thoughts on that?
Buddy handled it great. I mean, it's negotiation. I mean, she's saying what she's, wants to get out there in terms of their messaging. Basically be happy with this contract that we're giving you, and we're not going to give you any more. He probably thinks a little differently. First, guy of his stature, that's one of the best pass rushers in the league. And you look at what pass rushers are making around the league. Obviously, Myles Garrett and Max Crosby. This is just time to cash in. So you got
and he said on the show, because I heard the whole thing. He said, "I'm not looking to make top dollar or reset the market." He's like, but in the last 3 years, the last time they signed me to a contract, they said, "Hey, don't worry, we got you next time. We're gonna get everything that we can to get you that contract." Obviously, they don't got him because it's been to this point where they've taken care of the other guys. And he's like, "Look, my wife and I are not looking." Well, he said, "I'm not looking to make top dollar. I just want to be paid at least somewhere in the same neighborhood as those guys."
Market value.
With me. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. So he said he's not looking to make what Miles and all those guys said are making, just get ballpark near there. So I personally think this is going to end up in a trade. I'd be very surprised if they're able to keep him, especially because you're already playing 3 players over 120.
Come to LA.
So, Eric,
no elevators.
Do you think what do you think happens with him and the situation?
I think it's possible that they could move on from him, but he's a really good player. And if you do move on from him, I mean, how are you going to replace the production? And so I just think it's part of the negotiation process. And at some point, I think they'll find a number that makes sense for the player and the organization, like they did, with T. Higgins and Chase.
Go ahead.
They're going to replace his production by hoping to God they score enough points and they have the ball last. That's how they're going to replace.
Now, I promise 3 things. We're down to 2. This is going to be the 3rd thing I ask you, and then 2 more, and you're out of here, Eric. I apologize. Eric, you wrote an article about the running backs coming out in the draft. What do you think about the gap between Ashton Genty and Hampton? Is there that wide of a gap? And do you feel like basically if somebody's going to want to get Genty, you're going to have to come up and beat the Raiders for him, because that's basically Pete's Marshawn?
Yeah, I mean, Genty and Marshawn are different players. I mean, I think Genty's probably a better athlete than Marshawn was, to be honest. But I think Marshawn might have been a harder runner, or in terms of his ability to break tackles, more of a tone setter as a back. I do feel like you're going to have to get up to get Genty, because I think he's probably the 3rd best player in the draft. And I do feel like Pete would take him if he's available at 6, just because when I cover the Seahawks, they put emphasis on guys that could score touchdowns and guys that could take the ball away. Those were the kind of guys they were willing to pay a premium cost for. And the fact that you get Genty on a rookie contract, which means you control him for essentially 5-6 years. And they need score points. So yeah, I think the gap between Genty and Hampton is significant when you look at their play style and the production that they had in college. I think Hampton's a good player. I think he's probably a better fit actually for what the Chargers want to do on offense in terms of their scheme and how they run. And I think Roman likes big physical backs like Hampton. So I think he makes sense, although he had a lot of success with Frank Gore in San Francisco as well, he's a smaller back. But I do feel like Genty is one of the elite players in this year's draft. And if you want him, you're going to have to go up and get him.
Were you there during the Marshawn Lynch earthquake run?
I was there for Beastquake. Yeah, that was that 7-9 team that snuck into the playoffs against the defending Super Bowl champs at that time. I mean, it was pretty crazy. I mean, the press box was shaking during that play. I mean, it was nuts.
Yeah, I bet. Damn it, I lied to you. 3 things. Sorry. Keenan Allen to the Chargers. What do you think about that?
Again, like we talked about when I was on earlier, it depends on the price. It depends on if Keenan wants to be there. I think that's important.
Don't be selfish.
And so
Did you see Jim's comment?
No, I didn't. What did Jim say?
Oh, he just basically said, "Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, that's it. Anything can happen. That'd be really cool." And that would be like it.
Well, does Keenan want to play? I mean, I haven't.
Yes, he does.
Heard.
Yes, he does.
You talked to him?
I did. He said, "I'm tired of that finger painted. Oh no, fingernail painting bastard out there in Chicago. I need to come home." I said, "Okay, come on home."
I still think role's important though. Like how are they going to use Keenan? Keenan's not going to be your number 4 receiver, obviously. So,
buddy, have you seen who's there? Number 4? Who's number 3? That's what my question. What are we talking about? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it right now. It's the off season. I'm trying to stay positive. You know,
I like it.
It's Lent's almost. It's Lent.
You
right
just
now.
like torched the NFL for 45 minutes, and now you're going to choose.
No. That's an organization. That's this is a person. That's different.
I'm happy that you're not choosing violence, Dan.
Exactly. I'm almost done with my Coke
when
Zero drop.
And Joe Reedy get together, there's a lot of violence. That's
we choose it. We choose it all the time.
Last 2, Eric. Here's Vic. Can you take this off, please? I got a good one for you, Eric. I hope you're ready to laugh. And then one more, and then we're done. Look at this. Did you see who was at the Knicks game the other day?
Oh my! This was hilarious. You'll like this. You'll like this.
Is that Matthew McConaughey that he's sitting next to?
I don't know, but watch this.
That's a good run. The other way. Marlon Humphrey, pick 6.
I have seen that.
Oh, that's glorious, dude. That the Giants fans. Good luck, dude.
And get used to seeing that, huh?
Oh yeah.
Eric, are you ready for the last one?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, Vic is ready for this. Dan, this is for you. Start, bench, and cut.
Oh, this is so easy. This is so easy. Are you kidding me? This is so easy.
Who are we starting with, Fernando?
Who do you cut?
Cocaine Dan, allegedly.
Who do you bench?
Rivers. Give me the son of Odin, baby. Give me that cannon. 100%. 100%. I'm going to tell every single Charger fan this. I am riding with Justin Herbert till the end. I don't care. Best quarterback in the franchise. Best everything else. That's my guy. That's who I'm going with.
Eric,
he's better than Rivers, 100%. He's better than Dan Fouts. They both had, actually, no, maybe not Rivers. Dan Fouts actually had some better players and better years, but I'm taking him over everybody.
I'm going oldest to youngest.
Oh, you're going Dan Fouts first?
Mm-hmm.
And you're cutting the son of Odin?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to be blasphemous. Okay. I get it. You just want to hurt me.
I'm going with the guys that have won playoff games.
See, and there you go. There you go. Just trying to hurt me. I don't understand why. Do we have to go over this again? Like, dude, it's just I don't know how to explain it.
We'll have plenty of time to go over this when you and your brother are buying me pizza.
Yeah. We got to do that again.
For jumping on with us.
Oh, good. Oh, I can't wait then. I can't wait. There you go.
We'll do
no, don't start that. Don't start that. He's had.
Wait. I want to hear what Vic would rank them.
Okay, I would go Dan Fouts, and I put Stan Humphries. He actually made it to the Super Bowl.
Ooh, Humphries.
And then I do Justin Herbert, and I leave Rivers off. Yeah.
Everybody wants to slander me today. It's crazy.
What
Hey, what are you talking about? By the way,
what
are you talking about? You want to talk about winning playoff games? The guy had Marty Schottenheimer, for God's sake, as his head coach for a few years. What are we talking about? For what? It was only one?
Well, one play.
No,
he only started in one playoff with Marty, and they didn't win.
It was 06.
So
because of Marlon McCree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Infamous. Then he had North Turner, made the AFC Championship. So I don't know what we're talking about. He's had a little bit better. Leave the son of Odin alone. I'll defend him to the end. I don't care. You're lucky I don't have my Captain America shield handy right here.
Dan, the Super Bowl thing this year is light blue, baby blue.
Oh, I know, but Eric wants to hate and say it's the Bills or some dumbass team out there. I forgot who he said. Bills and somebody else.
The Commanders.
Yeah, no thanks.
Commanders.
No thanks. Dan Quinn caught lightning in the bottle. I don't know if it's going to happen again.
And who switched their Super Bowl pick, and what happened to them, Dan?
Oh, Gilberto. Did we tell you that the week before, I think, or the week of the NFC Championship, he switched his pick to Commanders. I forgot who, and both teams lost. And I was like, I just hate you so much because you try and curse the teams playing the Chiefs every single week. It drives me crazy.
And then he goes away, and what happens to the Chiefs, Dan?
Look at that. They crumble. We don't see him. Maybe we're going to have to keep him in the dungeon come playoff time. That way the Chiefs just disappear. I don't know.
Eric, he is my baby brother, so I apologize for him.
Apologize. I didn't do anything. We had a nice spirited talk here. It was
we had a good chat. Never have to apologize for Daniel.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. Eric,
we'll talk about off camera. That one's even. No, I'm just kidding.
Dan, show him your shirt before he leaves.
Yeah. Don't forget, I'm a journalist now.
Yes.
101.
Nice.
I told you my journalism story. That was pretty impressive, I think.
No.
I didn't say who or what, but
I want to ask Eric before he goes. What are you working on, Eric? So that way we can make sure that people go check out your work.
Yeah, I'm working on winners and losers from this year's Pro Day. So that'll be coming out tomorrow. Please check it out. Foxsports.com.
Shout out.
You can hit me up on Twitter, Eric_D_Williams. X.
What about plug your Insta?
EWNFL on Insta.
I like that. You should make that.
Not there as much.
You should make that your.
We're gonna get better at that, Eric.
You should make that your Twitter handle. I like that
really?
better.
EWNFL.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll see if it's
100%. No offense, but like the underscores that would be harder for me. I always put Eric Williams and hope it comes up. But especially like EW, like that's you know what I mean. Yeah. It's pizzazz. It's sketchy. You have a lot of character. I love when you come on here.
Thank you.
Yeah, we always get into it real nice. Like, you got me feeling nicey.
Thank you so much.
Didn't turn as red this week as last week.
No. One of these weeks, I forgot what you really tried to piss me off, and you succeeded, and I was pissed. I can't remember what it was. Though.
It was so good, Eric, that I even got a text from Gilbert saying, "I love when Eric's on there giving Dan
he appears Dan. He's like Joe Hendry.
I know. Yeah.
Daniel, you got to take your medicine, man.
Hey, I can't have Coke Zero for another 2 weeks, dude. I think so. I can't do it. I do it for my Lord and Savior. Shout out. I gotta wait.
Thank you so much, Eric. Have a good rest of your day.
Let us know when we're going for pizza. Let us know.
All right, I'll hit you guys up. Take care, folks.